The fastest way to lose power is to prove you have it. Most men don't understand that yet. They feel the heat rise in their chest the moment they're challenged. A look, a comment, a subtle dismissal. The body reacts before the mind catches up. Jaw tightens, shoulders square. The impulse to respond surges forward, loud and urgent. Say something, do something. Show them you're not weak. And every time you obey that impulse, you hand your authority away. Here's the uncomfortable truth most men aren't ready to hear. The man who reacts first is already controlled. Not by force, by emotion. Marcus Aurelius understood this centuries ago. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That line isn't poetry. It's a warning. The moment something outside you dictates your internal state, you've surrendered command. Watch how often it happens. An insult ruins a day. A message left on read triggers anxiety. A small act of disrespect ignites rage. Most men live like open doors. Anyone can walk in and rearrange their emotions. Anyone can press the right button and get a predictable response. That predictability is weakness. Epictetus said it plainly. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Not because reactions are immoral, but because reactions are expensive. They drain energy. They cloud judgment. They shorten your vision to the next 5 seconds instead of the next 5 years. A man who reacts lives moment to moment. A man who restrains himself lives strategically. Think about the last time you exploded. Not the version you tell other people, the honest one. Did that outburst earn respect? Or did it expose you? Did it strengthen your position? Or did it leave you feeling hollow, embarrassed, slightly smaller than before? Anger feels powerful in the body, but power that evaporates the moment it's expressed isn't power at all. It's a leak. Seneca warned us of this. He who is quick to anger is weak. He who masters it is strong, not suppresses it. Masters it. There's a difference. Suppression is fear. Mastery is choice. Modern psychology says the same thing in different words. Reactivity is dependency. If someone can pull emotion out of you on demand, they own part of you. Your mood, your focus, your direction. You become a tool they can use without touching you. But the man who does not react breaks the chain. He hears the insult and lets it fall to the floor. He feels the provocation and does nothing with it. He sees the test for what it is, bait, and he doesn't bite. That silence unsettles people, not because it's passive, but because it's unreadable. Weak men want reactions. They need them. A reaction confirms relevance. Silence denies it. Calm doesn't ask to be respected. It forces others to adjust. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Read that again, slowly. The insult isn't the problem. The rejection isn't the problem. The betrayal isn't the problem. The meaning you attach to it is. Most men don't realize they're the ones sharpening the knife. They interpret disrespect as a verdict on their worth. They read rejection as proof of inadequacy. They treat betrayal as a personal humiliation instead of information. And then they react as if their identity is under attack. A disciplined man sees it differently. An insult becomes noise. Rejection becomes redirection. Betrayal becomes clarity. Disrespect becomes evidence of someone else's instability. Same events, different meaning, different outcome. This is where power lives. Not in controlling what happens, but in controlling what it means to you. Some will tell you silence is weakness. That if you don't respond immediately, you're letting people walk over you. That's a lie told by reactive men to justify their lack of control. Silence is not surrender. Silence is selection. When you react, you accept the frame someone else set. When you stay calm, you decide whether the situation even deserves your energy. Every reaction is a transaction. You pay with attention, emotion, and time. A man who reacts to everything is drained by everything. A man who responds only when it matters becomes dangerous in the quietest way. Not reacting doesn't mean you do nothing. It means you don't do the wrong thing. It means you wait, you observe, you let the emotional fog clear. And when you act, it's precise. This is the long game. And the long game always beats impulse. Look at the men history remembers. Not the loud ones, the steady ones. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire through war, plague, and betrayal without theatrics. Epictetus endured slavery without surrendering his mind. Viktor Frankl survived a concentration camp and came out with clarity instead of bitterness. None of them were reactive. None of them were noisy. They were immovable. Immovability is what unnerves people. You can't intimidate it. You can't rush it. You can't provoke it into a mistake. An immovable man becomes the fixed point others revolve around. And understand this clearly. Not reacting does not mean avoiding conflict forever. It means choosing the moment of conflict instead of being dragged into it. Sometimes silence is the strategy. Sometimes restraint does more damage than words ever could. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. Frankl said that space is where freedom lives. That space is small, almost invisible. But it's where men are separated. Most men collapse that space instantly. Stimulus, reaction, regret. A disciplined man expands it. He breathes. He pauses. He lets the surge pass. He chooses. That pause is discipline. That discipline is strength. This doesn't make you cold. It makes you grounded. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop performing. You no longer dance for approval. You no longer defend yourself against every shadow. You build a fortress inside, quiet, solid, untouchable. From that place, you move differently. You speak less, but your words carry weight. You act less, but your actions land harder. You don't announce boundaries. You enforce them through consistency. Silence, used correctly, is thunder. It unsettles insecure men. It exposes manipulators. It reminds everyone watching that you are not available for control. A man who cannot be provoked cannot be steered. And that man never has to ask for respect. Ask yourself this. Where are you still reacting out of habit? Where are you still letting other people dictate your emotional state? Who benefits when you lose your composure? Now imagine a different version of yourself. One who feels the surge and does nothing. One who holds his ground without explanation. One who chooses when to speak and when to let silence do the work. That man is lighter, clearer, harder to move. That is Stoic strength, not emotional numbness, emotional command. The world doesn't need more men who shout. It needs men who are steady, men who don't flinch, men whose presence alone sets the tone. Because when the noise fades, when the storms pass, when the emotional men burn themselves out, it's the unreactive man who remains standing, still, calm, in control.